I think our women are going, where are all the real men?
Yeah, they are.
They packed up their weights and,
yeah, that's right. And man, like I think back to COVID, right? So I was at the very first COVID rally in Sydney. The energy was amazing. But the thing that I noticed personally is that I thought it seemed as though there were more women. And that to me, I was like, why are there more women here? Like the women, someone's going to call me sexist for this, but the women should have stayed home because it's not a safe environment.
You're definitely going to get hammered in the comments.
I will. But like, look, realistically speaking, I wouldn't want my wife going somewhere that is potentially where she's going to get arrested when I could go. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? That's we can call it sexist, but that's fact. I don't want my wife putting herself in jeopardy when I should be the one doing that for my family. Like if my family has something wrong, I should be the one saying something.
Yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it? Like I wonder, I think partially that was probably because there's a lot of mums.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm marching for their kids.
I agree that. Yeah, I agree.
I saw a lot of that in the UK when there was a lot of women on the streets, and I would ask them, what message do you have for Australia? And they would say, stand up sooner and harder than we did.
That's right.
And I'm like, why are you here? I want my kids and my grandkids to see that I stood up against tyranny. And this evil battle, I mean, it's not Muslim Christian.
No way.
And this is a big mistake that I get a lot. And I'm sure you've probably been tarnished with some really unfair brushes. People see a clip and they think, I know everything about Chris. Yep. He's a racist. He's a clickbait hater, whatever. But they don't see anything more than that. And it's not Christian. It's not Muslim. There's good and evil in both of those religions.
Exactly
There's good and evil in the Jewish community. There's good and evil in the Christian community. It's about values.
Exactly.
And I can't remember who it was who said that unfortunately the Christian faith went through a reformation and a lot of the bad shit, the bad ideas were left behind.
Correct.
Whereas with the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith, they haven't had that reformation. And so now you have this community where a vast majority of Muslims are peace-loving, amazing, kind people. I do a lot of charity work in Indonesia. I have done for years. And Indonesia is mostly Muslim, and I love them. They're some of the nicest people in the world.
Great.
But then you get this little section of people that sort of, they've got this black, I think he called it the black pearl in that religion, where if taken literally, there is exemption for killing people and exemption for doing terrible stuff. Correct. And it used to be in the Christian books as well. And that's unfortunately a real problem today. And I think we are in a spiritual warfare between some very dark energy that is trying 100%. To shame Christians out of being Christian, shame people about their heritage. And it's voices like you that are waking them up.
Yeah, man, I feel as though with the whole Christian Muslim thing, back to the powers that be, they want a religious war. Because with a religious war, it's the perfect divide and conquer, man. You set apart the two biggest people, you send them to war together, and you just come and bulldoze the whole lot. Like metaphorically speaking, right? I've met brilliant Muslim people. I've also had threats from not so brilliant ones, right? Because
Me too.
Because they think that I don't like their religion, which is wrong. And the biggest thing that I've always made sure that I've never done, as unfortunately a lot of creators do now, and I think it is fucked up, I've never targeted the Quran and I've never spoken about their prophet. Because to me as a Christian, that's like someone spitting on the Bible and calling Jesus Christ names.
Or spitting on the flag and whatever.
So what do you expect people to do when you do that? Like I know many Christian men, if they saw a Bible getting burnt, they would lash out. So then why do we judge a Muslim man for lashing out when a Quran's burnt? No one looks at it like that. They don't take it as a...
Well, I think, Chris, they lash out because in that Quran, if taken literally, they are justified in killing you for doing it.
Well,
and I think that's why people lash out.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
Mate, you can get angry.
Yeah.
But justification for murder?
Yeah.
That's a
different
problem.
Story. I agree. Well, we see eye to eye on that for sure, 100%. But then we have to look at Australia as a whole, right? Like, man, we've rubbed shoulders with Muslims in Australia our whole lives.
Totally. Most of them are awesome.
Most of them are awesome. So why is there blanket low IQ hate? Because it creates more issue. You're pushing people into a corner and then expecting them not to react. It's the same as anyone, push anyone into a corner. It's like race wars. You have white people targeting black people. The black people are going to fight back one day, aren't they? So I think the biggest thing is, man, and I did a reel on this morning. I'm sick of seeing the blanket hate because it's pushing the divide even further.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I think we've got to unify on those topics.
if you want to call out extremism, do it. But call out all extremists.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't just call out one, or don't just try and say, well, he's an extreme Muslim, so all Muslims are bad, because that's not the case.
It's the same with the Jewish community. Like, the Jewish community has copped a huge amount of hate. There's some evil stuff going on in Africa right now that nobody's talking about against the Christian faith.
I've spoken about it a few times,
Yeah, the murder of Christians at
it's
scale.
wild, yeah.
And, you know, the Jewish have been persecuted. The Muslims have been persecuted.
Everyone's
the Christians been persecuted.
Everyone.
It just seems to be changing around. So let's move on from there. So let's talk a little bit about your experience with, you know, I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I cop a lot of hate for that. And one of the major reasons I'm an Elon Musk fan, apart from the capitalist side of me that has enormous respect for his ability to execute business, say what you want, but the guy knows how to make money.
100%.
But when you talk about the more important things, he's been a hero of mine because of giving us a platform at scale that is not censored, which is X.
Which is brilliant.
And when a lot of people don't understand the importance of free speech, right? And Elon said it best when he said, it only matters when you're prepared to defend the opinion of somebody you completely disagree with. That's the test, right?
Yeah.
So in your words, how important is free speech? The fact and being able to get it out there without censorship, because you would have been, have you been throttled? Have you been censored? And how does that affect people?
I've been censored here and there, but I skate a very fine line on Meta. Like, I know I do, because my content could be seen as inciting violence or hate. It could be seen as trying to bring rage to the community. So I have to tread a very fine line. My censorship hasn't been too bad, but I think the whole idea of free speech, like, we need it. As soon as a country loses free speech, you're no longer a democracy in any way, shape or form, man. And I even said the other day, I'm sure you guys would have seen that neo-Nazi that got deported, right? I did a video on that. I have no alignment with them whatsoever. I've argued with them. They have bombarded my account before, calling me a black this and a black that and you're that and whatever, right? But even I saw that was wrong. Why? The police approved a peaceful protest. They knew it was happening. Irrespective of what they say, the commissioner didn't know. Bullshit. Sorry, not happening. No way, right? And then they deported him, but just 3 days later, an Afghani immigrant sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl and they kept him here. So where's the logic, man? And that's why free speech is important, because, and people commended me in the comments for that. They were like, man, we know you hate them. Like, you do not see eye to eye on anything. But the rule should be, if you're allowed to exercise your free speech and you're not hurting anyone, do it.
Yeah, it's like the bringing home of the wives of the soldiers that are fighting against us in other countries.
The ISIS brides.
Yeah, the ISIS brides.
Insane.
And bringing them back. And the problem that, this is why, guys listening, when you see somebody saying something that you disagree with them, but never, ever, ever try to take away their right to say it, because it's people like Chris who have the courage to speak up about this shit. If that right is taken away, and his platform of 300,000 now and 1 million tomorrow is taken away, and this is where there's digital IDs coming in play and the ability to digitize money, because the first thing they're going to do to this guy is they're going to cut off his money.
100%.
Because he has a family.